Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for this Facebook Live, November 22nd. It's Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. Lisa, Scott, Dillon here with you this morning. Of course, we're live every weekday morning on Facebook. You can find us here. It stays on your feed throughout the day. We make it into a podcast as soon as we're done. You can find that at inform.com/podcast. Just look for the Inform Minute. Also, check out our Inform YouTube channel or just watch us live on air every weekday morning from 5 to 7 a.m.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Dillon, you were live this morning putting on your reporter hat. You did a great job at a fire. We're going to talk about that. It's still ongoing this morning. But now we're going to ask you to put on your weatherman hat and tell us a little bit about our Thanksgiving travel. Sounds like it's not going to be too bad for us.
No big snowstorms. The biggest thing, so travel will be fine. A little breezy out of the south at about 10 to 25, gusting to 30. So similar to yesterday, except for out of the north or the south today. Warming gets up to the mid-40s. Tomorrow for Thanksgiving, going to be chilly day. 26 degrees is the high. No, by no means nothing close to record breaking, but just chilly. And then we stay chilly, temperatures in the 20s and 30s through the rest of the 10-day forecast. No big chances of snow, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good news for traveling and that kind of thing. We expect it to be chilly this time of year, so it's no surprise.
Exactly. No surprises.
All right, cool. Well, I'm glad to know there's not going to be any big snowstorm
It's the biggest thing. So yeah, you betcha.
Right.
Cool.
Sounds good. Thank you, Dillon.
Thanks, Dillon.
All right, well, this morning we're tracking breaking news for you. Dillon was out on the scene for us as well this morning. Some pretty incredible pictures coming from the scene. We know several people were forced out of their homes after a massive fire spread at a townhome complex in West Fargo. It's an area just off of 13th Avenue, if you know where Three Lions Pub is, or the Boys and Girls Ranch thrift store, kind of in that area, but just north of 13th Avenue in that area. The call came in around 4 a.m. We were listening to the scanner, scanner talking fire. They were calling in more help. It's happening in West Fargo. Fargo, please come, So, yeah, very active.
Huge fire.
Also, how about blowing out multiple fire hydrants?
Yeah, I didn't even know you could actually do that. So they went through 2, they said. They were on a 3rd last we checked. So a lot of water being dumped onto this fire. From what we know, it engulfed 4 townhomes that were in that building. So we're still working to find out exactly how many people that displaced, but thankfully we heard no injuries reported. So there are more details on it. We'll leave those to our article on inform.com. You can go over to inform.com, read all the details we know so far. We still have a cameraman out on the crew or out on the scene right now getting the latest on it. We know crews are still out there and traffic on 13th is still being impacted this morning by the whole scene.
Right now, many people are getting ready to travel for Thanksgiving. Today is supposed to be the busiest day, I think, almost of the year for holiday travel. 55 million people are expected to head out. The busiest time, probably 2 to 6 this afternoon. And a little bit of good news if you still need to fill up your tank this morning.
That's for sure, because gas prices actually going down. They're as low as they've been in quite a while, including here in North Dakota and in Minnesota. So that's good news. You can fill up before you hit the road. And if you're flying, about 5 million people are flying across the country. So the advice, and most of you know this, but get there early, make sure you're on time, have plenty of time to get through TSA. It's not as big of a deal here in Fargo, but if you're going to MSP in the Twin Cities or something like that, 2 hours early, reserve a parking spot so you don't have to deal with that when you get there. Try to make things as easy on yourself as you can.
Today marks the anniversary of a horrific crime that really forever changed our region. It was November 22nd, 2003, when UND student Drew Shadeen was kidnapped from the parking lot of the Columbia Mall in Grand Forks. Over the next 5 months, vigils were held. Thousands of volunteers searched for her. Reporters from around the country told the story of the 22-year-old woman from Pequot Lakes. Volunteers searched for any sign of Drew for 5 months. We do know eventually Alfonso Rodriguez was sentenced, given the death sentence for the crime, but of course then taken off death row last June. So lots of, appeals and things happening. We talk about 20 years, and just this year we're talking about him taking off. But tonight on WDAY News at 6, Matt Henson is going to take a look back, covering everything from the real complex investigation. He's using some video and clips from back 20 years ago, and then how Drew is being remembered still today in her legacy.
Of course, I wasn't here in the area when this all happened, but you were, and you said this was something that affected everybody, whole state, really. Super
scary. I was a reporter at that time, and the volunteers searching for for Drew. Also, the fact that it was a stranger abduction,
yeah.
you know, so, and she was on the phone when she was taken. And so it's, you know, what were her last words? She was eventually found, of course, outside after 5 months. And I know Lydia also spoke this morning a little bit about her connection. Drew Shadeen was in a sorority, same sorority that, of course, different years, not the same time, but still a picture of Drew Shadeen up in that sorority house. Just a sad story.
Yeah, very
Changed
sad.
so many things. And so a lot of people will be talking about it today. And make sure you tune in and join us for our news at 6 and check out Matt Henson's story. He's put a lot of time into that story.
I'm sure he's done a great job, and it'll be a good story. All right, Hot Mic with Don Izzo. You can watch it today from 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra and Inform.com. Barnesville is on the doorstep of a back-to-back state football title. Trojans head coach Brian Strand joins the show as they go for a 26th straight win. Plus, NDSU head coach Dave Richmond joins the show as the Bison get set to head west to face two tough opponents, including an NCAA tournament team from last year. You can watch it live from 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra and Inform.com.
And remember, right now is a great time to get your Inform.com subscription, 99 cents a month for your first 3 months. Just go to Inform.com/subscribe to check out that deal.
And make sure to join us the rest of the day on air. Our next newscast is at 11, and then 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. First News is back tomorrow morning from 5 to 7. We will not be here, but
We're going to take a couple days for the holiday.
absolutely. We're going to enjoy some Thanksgiving meals, maybe some Black Friday shopping.
Absolutely.
We'll see. So join us for the news tomorrow morning from 5 to 7. Until we see you again, have a great and happy holiday.